All right, everybody, Samori, Benjamin here. It's an honor to be joined by one of the greats, Willie McGee, but longtime St. Louis Cardinal player and 1985 National League MVP. Willie, thank you so much for joining me, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
All right, my pleasure, Samori. My pleasure, man.
Now, we're here at Citi Field. I know you had battles with the Mets during your career, but first, I'm interested in just what life was like for you growing up playing baseball in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it was good, man. Life was good. I come from a medium household. My dad worked 2 jobs to support us. We had what we needed, that type of family. I was blessed to have a mother and father in my life for all my life. So, that's what's a lot missing today. I wish everybody had that opportunity. And, they were God-fearing, so they installed that in us. So, like I said, I wish everybody in this world had that opportunity to, to have that kind of love in their life and that kind of help and leadership. So, it took me on, and I love baseball so much that my dad was a deacon at church, and I would, once he's, after he count the money and stuff and do his thing, he would fall asleep and I would sneak out of church, man, and go to the baseball field. So,
right now there's not a lot of Afro-Americans in the major leagues, and it seems like a lot of the Afro-American youth have lost the passion for baseball the way there once was, like when you were growing up. When you were growing up, how many of your Afro-American peers were really into baseball, and how did you get into baseball yourself?
That's what it was about, man. We had good coaching. The league, every level of little league was full. Every level had good coaches, minority coaches and minority players. Like Richmond, for instance, and in the city, these kids don't play no more because the fact that they play basketball because you got these indoor gyms and it's fans at the game. They play, Pop Warner football because there's fans and it's notoriety and they can kind of be themselves, and do their thing out there. Baseball has always been a kind of a different type sport, but there's not many fans and it's kind of a boring game, I guess they feel. And then the money, the money. These tournaments aren't cheap, and like I say, Little League is pretty much gone, in the inner cities, and you have to go to another area to play, because they still thrive and we don't. And so, our kids get to high school and there's no feeder system, so they're learning in high school, and they get pushed out, because they can't afford, summer ball or travel ball.
We just had Jackie Robinson Day last week, and the percentage of Afro-Americans in Major League Baseball is about 8% of the ball players are. So, and it's been that way for a while. Do you see things, that percentage rising anytime soon?
It looks like it. It looks like slowly but surely we getting, with them running again and, making the game a little more exciting for the fans, giving the guys opportunities to be athletes. It's getting more athletic.
So I know 1977 you were drafted by the Yankees, and the Yankees, all right, so in the minor leagues you played with them for a few years, 77 through 81, and so during that time you see them win 2 World Series, and you see them also in the 81 World Series. Being drafted by the Yankees and being in the minor league system, what was your mindset at that time?
Oh, it was unbelievable, man. I learned so much. We had 3 or 4 coaches at every level where the other organizations didn't have that. We got decent raises. Steinbrenner, he did it right. A lot of pressure to win, though, even down there. If you weren't winning the first half of the season, he would bump 2 guys that maybe wasn't doing good at the higher level down to the level where you were at and bump 2 guys down there like that to win that second half. So you learned how to win and you got used to that pressure of playing under pressure. And we, every year we won, it seemed like at every level. So you didn't really move. The only guy really moved up was, Don Mattingly, and he deserved it, but we were right there. I had some good years, but then you look up and you got Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, Oscar Gamble, Mickey Rivers in front of you. So it's like it's nowhere to go and it's kind of depressing. So we didn't move as fast. But one day Jack Butterfield had a meeting and he said, look, I know you guys, don't think that you have a chance to make it here with the Yankees, but I just want you to know there's 20-something other teams out there. And all of a sudden a light bulb went off in my head. And so you stop playing to be in the big leagues with the Yankees and you just start playing to be a product and to get yourself out there and hopefully somebody see you.
Right. Now, you see the Yankees, like I said, 81 lose that World Series, and you're dreaming about playing for the Yankees at some point in the minor league. So before the 82 season, you're traded from the Yankees to the St. Louis organization. How did you feel at that time?
I didn't. I learned it by the newspaper. I didn't get a call or nothing that I recall, and it hurt. But then I realized that this was a better opportunity for me. And then the next year, I'm in the big leagues. You know, after the initial hurt, then you realize it's a better situation for you. So it worked out good.
Yes. Now I know your rookie year, you make a big impact. You all won the World Series that year. What was that like?
Oh man, it was a dream come true. I haven't had a year that was better. You know, I mean, to be a rookie, come up, win the World Series your first year, you know, it's tough to beat that. And then have a little success. It's tough to beat that, man.
Okay, I know you have to run. Just a couple more questions for you. Now, playing with St. Louis, you all had great teams. Even you played with Keith Hernandez, Ozzie Smith, so many guys, Waddy Herzog, your manager, and you all made the World Series 3 times. In '85, you win that Most Valuable Player award, leading the National League in the batting average and having all those stolen bases, leading the National League in triples and runs scored as well. How did it all come together for you that '85 year, and just how did it feel to be named MVP of the National League?
Well, it just it really didn't feel any special way. It just let me know that I was consistent and the most consistent I can be, and all the work and all the love and all the work and dedication paid off. You know, I peaked that year, so that's why we do this. Same way as a coach, I just try to be the best I can be every day. I don't do it for awards. I don't do it for recognition. I do it because I love it, and I love learning, and I love helping.
Okay, last one for you. You played in the big leagues for over 20 years, and you are now back here on the ball field as a coach. So what's it like for you just being out here back on the field?
Well, like I say, I love it, and I learned how to coach from how I was coached. You know, I had good coaches, and I had coaches that I didn't think were good. I think their motives were different. You know, I think they were about themselves, and they would do things or say things, and I would say, I'll never do a kid like that when I got, you know, get a chance to coach or teach, whether it was little league, college, or whatever. So I learned what not to do and what to do from the good coaches, you know, and how they did. You know, guys like Whitey who just let you play, you know, and he didn't care if you stood on your head and then you hit a line drive, he'd leave you alone, you know. So.
All right, folks, 2-time National League batting champion, 1985 MVP, and 1982 champion. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Willie McGee.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, we're back.